here is that video that I promised in my last video, the why I eat a plant-based or vegan diet. And it just all boils down to health. Everyone keeps asking me, why are you eating this way? And it's because of health. In 2015, I embarked on this journey to get fully well, and that incorporates my spiritual, physical, mental, and emotional well-being, and obviously all those little subcategories that go with it. But focusing on the spiritual, I was praying to God, how can I honor you in every area of my life? And how can I do this physically? Because I started the year very overweight, very unhappy. I was very depressed. I was having stomach issues. I could not sleep well. I relied on abundance amount or a huge amount of coffee to survive. Not that there's anything wrong with coffee, but I needed it to survive. Ice cream was my best friend. It was just really, really bad. So I knew I wasn't honoring God, and I was asking him, how can I do this? And he presented this verse out of the book 1 Corinthians in chapter 6, verse 19. And this is the verse. For do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you were bought with a price. So glorify God in your body. Now, I know in context that was Paul talking to the Corinthian church about sexual immorality within the church and how to remedy that, or addressing how they need to remedy that. And but reading it and from hearing it from so many people throughout this year, it's become like a theme verse, is that anything that we do to harm our body, to hurt our body, is against God, and it's not glorifying. It could be sexual sins, it could be drinking excessively, drug use, poor eating, lack of exercise, self-mutilation, anything, lack of sleep, anything that deteriorates your body before it should and doesn't allow you to live your life to its fullest for his glory, meaning you don't have the energy to get done what needs to get done, or to fulfill the purpose that he's called for you. Obviously, we get sick, and I'm not talking about sick, I'm talking about what we personally do to harm our bodies, and I was harming my body. I will admit that. So I began on that journey, and through this, God led me through finding information and resources and just tips, tricks from, believe it or not, fellow YouTubers. It all started with me stumbling upon Fully Raw Christina, watching her channel, falling in love with it because she is healthy, vibrant, and positive, and just full of, I don't know, and her foods were exactly the same way. And she eats fully raw vegan meals. She doesn't have anything cooked. She eats everything closest to its natural form. And I wanted to eat her food. They just looked so good. Something about that appealed to me. So I decided to swap out some of my meals and snacks throughout the day with some raw fruits, mostly raw fruits because I have a thing for fruits, or smoothies. And I tried that on and off several days a week for a few weeks, and I realized, listening to my body, which I'm going to pause here and say, it is so important for you to listen to what your body tells you about what you're eating, your sleep, even mentally. If you break down, if you're frazzled and stressed, you're going to be nasty, and your body is communicating that to you through your physical, like, everything starts irritating you and everything like that. And it's telling you you need to relax, you need to rest, you need to find a place where you can just calm down. So listen to your body. It's so important. And that's what I did. I started listening to my body when I would eat things. And for the longest time, I knew dairy was an issue. I've been lactose intolerant for years, but I just could not give up my dairy, especially when it came to ice cream and cream in my coffee. And then meat as well. I loved meat. My mom makes the best chicken, or she does. She makes the best chicken, in my opinion, if I'm going to eat meat. And I remember eating that and just not feeling well. And definitely if I had steak or a burger, it would just literally sit in my stomach forever and made me feel sick, to the point that I stopped eating like meat sauce, like for spaghetti, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And I really didn't eat red meat, period. I was mostly fish and chicken at this point, and eggs. So I stopped doing that, and then I came to a point where my life had changed again, and I was in a situation where I was eating a lot more processed foods. I didn't think that I could eat anything else because of the circumstances, and I was eating out a lot. I was eating McDonald's, which I never do, and eating an abundance of ice cream. We're talking a lot, and then a lot of coffee with straight up milk, which for me is a killer. And I started feeling really ill. I couldn't sleep. My stomach was in pain. I was getting headaches. I was very irritable. Just really, really bad. I did not feel well. And so I started thinking that maybe I should try this plant-based diet that I keep seeing on YouTube. The list of YouTubers would go on that influence this. There's Fully Raw Christina. There's the healthy grocery girl. She's awesome. There's My So-Called Home. There's a lot. I can't even think of them all. There's Athena O'Neill. I mean, so many. And Naomi from Naomi Smart, I think is her name. She's a British YouTuber. Yeah. All these people gave me all this information or showed me their cooking videos, how they eat, and I really, not showed me, but showed everyone. And I learned so much and decided, okay, I'm going to try this. So I began, and literally like a day or two into it, I decided to watch the documentary Forks Over Knives. And if you haven't watched it, I suggest that when you're done, take a look at it. It's not your standard, like if you're all about, vegans are ridiculous, they're silly, they're whatever your opinions are on vegans, just watch it with an unbiased opinion, because that was it. That's what told me I'm doing the right thing. Just keep up with it. So, yeah, go to Netflix. It's on Netflix. You can watch it there. That's where I watched it. There's also a whole bunch of other ones. I have not watched any of the other ones, just this one, and it changed my life. But anyway, I'll list some resources later at the end of this. So I've been eating this way now for just over a month. Did I have a few slip-ups in between? Yes. There were a couple times where I was left with no other option to eat, believe it or not, because I was very ill prepared. I ended up eating meat, and I felt so sick and disgusted, but I had no choice. I was hungry. And a few times where, out of hunger again, I had a cheese pizza. I know. Don't judge me, guys. It's a process. You're learning to live without these things that were a convenience to you and are surrounding you. And when you don't live with people that think or feel the same way you do, it's a lot harder to eat this way. But you can do it. It is doable. So I've been eating this way for over a month. I feel great. I have energy. I stopped drinking coffee. I did have coffee yesterday, but it was decaf, and I had almond milk, and it was so good. For the hot day, it was a nice coffee, but I don't need it. I don't need coffee anymore. I have energy. I sleep when I'm supposed to. I get good sleep for the most part, unless my mind is going crazy. My stomach feels great. Everything is working in working order. My skin has cleared. It's glowy. I've lost a little bit of weight so far, but that's not why I'm doing it. Well, kind of, because I am overweight. So yes, for my height, I am overweight. So I want to be at a healthy weight, but more importantly, I just want to be healthy and fit. What else? I have energy to exercise, and I actually enjoy exercising. Yay! There's just so many other things that I can't even begin to tell you the benefits of eating this way and why I love it. So this is why I do it. A few tips that I would give to you is be patient, take your time, it's a learning process. Do your research, listen to your body, take baby steps. It's kind of hard when you do it cold turkey. Some people can, but you could take baby steps. What else? Plan your food, because a lot of this diet, at least for me, because I'm eating a high carb, low fat, consists of mostly eating fruits, ripe fruit. So make sure that you're getting an abundance of fruit, and at all periods or all states. Like, you know how there's really green bananas, kind of green bananas, yellow bananas, and then spotty bananas, because you eat a lot of bananas on this diet. Make sure to get fruit in all those areas so that you constantly have fruit ready to go that are ripe, because you want to eat these fruit when they're ripe. That's when they're easily digested and they taste better that way. They're sweeter. So yeah, that's my those are my tips for you. Oh, and be aware of sales and do your research on what you should buy organic or what you can buy conventional. And then from there, if you can't even afford that, just do the best that you can with what you have. Buy frozen, buy canned if you have to, but just try eating this way. But I suggest buying as much whole, pretty much from the earth, fruit and vegetables that you can. And before I end, I just have 4 books that I wanted to show you that got suggested a lot, and I actually purchased all of them. So Forks Over Knives, it's the correlating book to that documentary I talked to, has great information and also recipes in the back, which is a cool resource. There's the 80-10-10 diet, which is 80% carb, 10% fat, 10% protein. That's all your body really needs to survive. It's a great book. I don't follow it completely, like 100%. I don't follow anything 100% because my body is an individual body, and I do the best that I can, and I listen to my body, and it tells me what I should be eating and what I shouldn't be eating. So, but there's still a lot of good information in this book. It's really good. I really enjoy it. I'm reading it now. There's the China study, which is also a big part of the documentary Forks Over Knives. It's a really great book, full of information, and this will pretty much frighten you into eating healthy. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. I suggest everyone reads this book. I want to read his other book, Whole, I think it's called. Yeah, by T. Colin Campbell. And then there is the Crazy Sexy Diet by Chris Kerr. She is a cancer survivor, and she adopted eating this lifestyle, or eating the way I'm basically eating. Just eating plant-based. Let's just say that, plant-based eating. And she has a whole bunch of tips and tricks in here. It's a fun, colorful book. I have not really read through it. I've read snippets of it. But in the back there is a 21-day cleanse and just things to do. Obviously my beliefs are a little different than hers, so I take what I take from it and apply what I apply from it based on what I believe. And I am going to say that there's a few words in here that are grown-up only words, so keep that in mind as well. So that's it. I hope this video was helpful, answered anyone's questions as to why I'm eating this way, since so many people keep asking. If you have any more questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I hope you're all doing well, and I hope to see you soon in my next video.